Yes, everybody, Russ on the West End Network. Hope you're all safe and well. One Eye Russ, I'm going to call myself. Look at the state of that. It is getting better, unbelievable, if you don't believe it. Having said headlines in association with the KUMB.com boys this morning. This afternoon, rather, I spoke about the revolution, the J-Lo revolution. Viva la revolution in terms of what we can expect, particularly from the background staff coming through to a J-Lo regime. You know, who's in, who's out, that type of thing. But Hammers says Hammers headlines in association with the KUMB.com boys. A few stories as per usual. Some to do with people out on loan, people leaving, people staying, and that type of thing. We'll also have the Academy show on tonight as well, talking about the likes of George Earthy, obviously picking up the Young Hammer of the Year award. Ezra Mayers, a couple of games to the under-18s, and the under-21s who are in Premier League playoff action tonight against Sunderland in a few wee small hours. So let's crack on like Donkey Kong and talk about some stuff, shall we? Let's talk about, I might help actually press the button. It's a good start, isn't it? Let's talk about loans. We've got a few players still out on loan as the season comes to a sort of conclusion in various parts of the world. Flynn played, obviously we know it's Southampton. They played the first leg of the playoffs yesterday on a bore draw, a bore nil draw. You know what I mean? It's 0-0. Actually, both games were 0-0, you know, to be fair. Although, obviously, Southampton will have home advantage for the return leg this weekend. So he played the full 90 minutes. Got booked as well. Good old Flynn. Although what was quite interesting was a report that came out this morning from the Daily Echo with Flynn admitting that he would love to extend his stay with Southampton after a successful season with the Saints. He was quoted saying, "Of course, I would love to stay here next season. I love it here. I love the gaffer. I love the staff. I love this place. I love this game." They didn't say that, but obviously we will have to see what happens. I don't know much until I go back to West Ham. We will see what happens. It's been reported that under Lopetegui, all the loan signings who aren't actually going to be sold, those are the obligation to sell, as Tilo Kehrer, are likely to be welcomed back with open arms and the chance to potentially get back into the fold. And Flynn's had a fantastic season for the Championship side, being one of the standout performance in the league. A bit similar to when we bought him. He was a standout performer in the league, really, when we bought him from Swansea. So let's hope that he can get back, have a good pre-season under Lopetegui and see where it takes him. But good luck anyway for next weekend. I think it's Friday. But I'll be on a plane by then because I'm on my holidays. Don't know if I've mentioned that. Elsewhere, Tilo Kehrer, he's one who has an obligation to buy. Monaco do as part of his loan deal, and like it is, that's all been settled already. But he played the full 90 minutes for Monaco in the middle of a back three as they beat Montpellier 2-0 away from home to confirm their Champions League place next year. They're second in the Liga. 6 points are clear of third place with one game remaining, so they finish the season second regardless of what happens next weekend in the last game. Elsewhere, Lyon and Said Benrahma side was an unused substitute for Lyon as they won 1-0 away to Clermont Foot. He's been playing quite a bit recently, and by all accounts, Lyon are looking to activate the option to buy at the end of the season. Again, he's another player that could get a reprieve from Lopetegui potentially, but it looks like that Lyon will look to exercise their option to buy potentially. Again, we'll see that. I think it's about 12-13 million pounds. We already had a £6 or £7 million loan fee as the top of that, so sort of roughly £20 million for the deal if he goes through all in. Elsewhere, Nathan Trotz, Vlenge Blonde Club, they won actually. They beat Viborg 2-1 away from home in their playoff Group B match, with Trot playing the full 90 minutes. Trot is out of contract at the end of the season, so interesting to see what happens. There's one option that he'll be offered a new deal, mainly to keep him under contract in order to maintain value. A bit similar to what we did with Pablo Fornals. with the idea of maybe selling him to a Danish Superliga side. And there does seem to be a number of those clubs interested in securing his services next year. Now, rather than include this in the academy show, there's only one loan signing who's out on loan, and that is Christian Heggie. So I thought we included in this one. He finished his loan spell with the Dutch second division side Den Bosch with a 2-1 defeat to FC Eindhoven away from home. Sorry, 2-0 defeat to FC Eindhoven. Another 90 minutes under the belt for Heggie as Den Bosch finished 19th in the 20-team second division in the Netherlands. Elsewhere, a couple of players, a bit of an update on some transfer news. It's reported today where's the report? In Globo Esporte, that the Hammers are the leading contenders for the 19-year-old forward Wesley Casavo, who's spoken about before, the Corinthians attacker. And apparently we've submitted an offer, and we've gone back in with another offer of £15 million. Corinthians are holding out for around 25 million euros, apparently, according to some media outlets, which doesn't match with this article, really. There's contradictory reports out there in terms of what's happening with him. But apparently some reports, including the Globo Esporte report, say that we are close to reaching an agreement with them for the 19-year-old attacker, though Crystal Palace is also rumoured to be interested and showing some interest. For me, it's critical to hit the ground running at the moment, to keep momentum going. I mean, we won the game on Sunday, and there was a relatively good vibe, I think, amongst the fan base at the moment in terms of looking forward to the season, looking forward to next season. Was almost closing off this season early, but looking forward to what's going to happen. A couple of really good quick signings. I don't think it needs to be sort of household name signings, but a couple of signings to show recruitment is underway would really, really sort of build momentum going rather than wait for the last few weeks like we always do. I am inclined to believe that that's not going to happen this year. This is the start of a new West Ham. You see the likes of Brighton signing players during the summer, during the season, really, in preparation for, not officially signing, but they've done all the agreements, so they sign them as soon as the transfer window opens, and hopefully we will have some to get the ball rolling, really, because there's going to be some ins and outs. We saw the likes of Abona get a nice clap at the end of the game. He's out of contract. We know there's several players out of contract, and West Ham also trying to do last gasp attempts to get Ben Johnson to sign. I don't think that's going to happen now. I think his heart is set on moving out elsewhere now, sadly. But that's why we need some ins quickly, just to keep this momentum going, because there's a relatively good vibe, I think, amongst the fan base for a change. And another player which we were linked with, which we look like we're going back in for, is Mandela Keita, the 21-year-old central midfielder from Antwerp, Royal Antwerp. Apparently, according to Nieuwsblad, he has emerged as one of our key targets this season or this transfer window. We joined the likes of Man United, Norwich, Forest, all in the hunt to secure his services before the next season kicks off. He apparently is eager to leave the current club and seek a new challenge, and Antwerp are looking to capitalise on his potential. He's a Belgian international. I think he's a Belgian international already. No, he might not be actually. Or he might be he was in the squad last time, I think. But they're looking to maximise profit on his transfer, and are hopeful of a number of clubs coming in for him. So it's a bit of a bum fight for him. That's what they're really hopeful, to be honest, to up the prices. But again, central midfield, young central midfield. You've got to think the likes of Freddie Potts as well coming in as well. Maybe moving on people if they come in. Maybe the likes of Thomas Souček, maybe if a bid comes in for him. Not very much a Lopetegui type player, Souček, I'd suggest. For me, Edson Alvarez very much is, particularly looking at Lopetegui's time at Sevilla, and he had that sort of Fernando, who was the central midfielder, who would drop in and play almost in a back three with the two centre backs. That's very much Alvarez's position. So, yeah, interesting to see what happens. Obviously, the likes of Yusuf Fafana and several other players we've been linked with. And what's quite interesting is we're being linked with players that we were linked with previously, which to me shows either lazy journalism possibly, or that these were players that we were linked with, but Moyes vetoed them because they weren't right for him, and was probably well aware of what was happening, maybe part of a master plan. I don't know. Anyway, keep an eye on the West Ham Network for the latest reviews, opinions, rumours, breaking news, all that good stuff. Also, check out our friends at news@morabrand.com. Great forum, ITK news, all that type of stuff. Reviews, opinions, great bunch of lads as well. Available 24/7 to interact with fans all over the world. Until next time, take care, stay safe, stay warm, stay humble, keep the faith. Don't forget the Academy show a little bit later on, and I'll see you soon. Much love.